How's it going, everybody? Rye here today, and we are back with our NHL 22 franchise mode with the Anaheim Ducks. And guys, you absolutely blew it out of the water in the last episode. It was phenomenal. Episode 1 got so much love and support. I appreciate all the likes. Can we get another 20 likes on this video? I know I'm setting the bar high for you guys, but I believe you guys can do it. You guys have been the best. Also, subscribe so you guys can follow the series as we go. We've got a ton of hot content, too. Be a Pro is coming. It's in the works, and I've got an expansion draft franchise that I have to create the team, and I will let you guys know that next week. But for now, we are here, and the overwhelming majority of you in the last episode said option B. Option B was to trade away the veterans and let it ride. Just kind of trade away anybody with, value that's not going to be here in 3 years and see where we go from there. So that is exactly what I'm going to do today. The guy I am not going to trade, though, is our captain, Ryan Getzlaf. He's not moving. He's not going anywhere. He is going to retire a Duck. I'm going to do, as long as he wants a contract and wants to stay here, he is going to be an Anaheim Duck. Take a look at the contracts here. Real quick, let's get to Getzlaf. Yes, so you can see he's not eligible for not eligible for an extension yet. Because I believe he was just signed this past offseason. So January 1st, we can see if he does want to come back. Hopefully he does, because I'd like to keep him part of the team. Lindholm wants an extension. Raquel wants an extension. So these are two guys I don't think I want to get rid of. Guys I might want to get rid of: Cam Fowler, Josh Manson, Kevin Shattenkirk, really decimating that defensive core, if you will. But I think we'll be okay. I really do. We have Jamie Drysdale, Larson. Like I said, I'm going to keep Lindholm. So that we're just going to get rid of these three middle guys, probably, depending on what we can get. If we're not going to get something that we like, we can always wait until the deadline. Fowler has signed for plenty of years. I really want to get that contract off the books. And then Kevin Shattenkirk here, 2 years is nothing bad. I mean, he's another body, but in the system, what do we have? We've got Brendan Gooley. Completely forgot we have Brendan Gooley, so we at least need to move one NHL defenseman so we can get Brendan Gooley up in the NHL, because he is a top 6 defenseman, and he's got top 4 potential, 24 years old, so he's got a little bit to go here. Mahura could also come up eventually and be a guy for us, but I think right now I want to move one defenseman, and I think that one defenseman is going to be Cam Fowler. I think Manson's expiring, so we can move him at the deadline. Fowler's got that ridiculous contract. I don't know how many years it is. It's 5 years, it's 6.5, and I really just don't want that on the books anymore. Kevin Shattenkirk is only signed for 2 years, so we can see if we get any bites for him at the deadline, but at least for now, I don't want to sign any vet minimum guys. I guess I could check who is in free agency to still add to this roster. You guys can see Brady Tkachuk still hasn't signed his contract. I wonder if he's going to. Defenseman-wise, though, taking a look, Gustafsson, probably not what we're looking for. We're probably looking more to sign a guy like Ben Hutton or Mirko Mueller, right? These are the kind of guys that Yannick Weber, Braden Coburn, guys that, we could just bring in, fill a season with, and then they're not really going to take too much ice time from the youngsters when the youngsters do grow. So I have options there. As far as forwards, let's take a look at the contracts for our forwards. Guys that we would like to move, we'll sort by age. Kessler is, he's out. I don't know what they've got going on here with Kessler's contract. I think he's on LTIR, so they just minimize his overall and minimal cap hit. Adam Henrique, if I can move him, I'd love to. Same thing with I'd like to move Silfverberg. I know Silfverberg's still pretty good. He's an 83, right? But he can get us something good, right? We're getting rid of some of these guys. And then after that, it's really Silfverberg and Henrique. And then defensemen, it's Manson and Fowler, probably, as the two guys not Manson and Fowler. Fowler, it might be one of these three. So Shattenkirk, I know he's not going to be here in 3 years, but his value is probably at the highest now. We'll see what we can get for him. We'll see what we can get for him. But let's go ahead and start casting our net out there and seeing just what the computer would offer us if we said, hey, you guys are more than welcome to have Cam Fowler. We could get a second and a third from the Coyotes, a second and third from Boston, Vakanainen in the third, which is interesting. Studnicka, actually, I don't mind the Studnicka deal. Antti Ranta, which is not exactly something we need. Alex Nylander, a third and a third. Now, I don't know what Nylander's overall is, but that is really interesting because he's young. He's still got that top 6 potential. He might be actually 24. I can't remember how old he is. But there's actually some good players that they're offering. Some picks or some young players. I think I like that Blackhawks deal. That's not exactly in the division. That's in conference, but not in the division, which is fine. Yeah, they signed him, and then they got Grubauer too. So what are they going to do there? I could send him to the Leafs for a second and a third, which is not bad at all. Timothy Liljegren is an option? What? All right, hold on. I want to take a look at Liljegren. Liljegren and Nylander caught my eye. Timothy Liljegren is 22, 77 overall, medium top 4 defenseman. And we get the Leafs third to send Cam Fowler to the Leafs. Interesting. He's pretty solid offensively. Defensive awareness is good. Stick checking at 85 is really good. He's got a pretty solid shooting category too. Timothy Liljegren is a solid option. And if I hit back, yeah, they still don't take you right back to all the offers, which is a little bit disappointing. But the offers at least stay the same. So you can see Studnicka's another option who I think is pretty good. Let's go the other way. Heinola, Nikkanen, Peyton Krebs. We could get Peyton Krebs. Oh, that might be the winner right there. Peyton Krebs and a third from the Vegas Golden Knights for Cam Fowler. Peyton Krebs, 75 at 20, medium top 6, scoring forward, playmaker. Looks pretty darn good. He doesn't fit this coach's scheme, but I'm not worried about it at all. Because we're going to change coaches, I assume, in this video. But, Peyton Krebs. I think I got to do the Peyton Krebs. Peyton Krebs in a third, unless we go take a look at Alex Nylander from the Blackhawks. But I really don't think he's going to look better than... yeah, he's 23, 78. Yeah, 3 more years to get 3 more overall points. We are taking that Peyton Krebs deal. Peyton Krebs and a third for Cam Fowler is the exact kind of deal that I was hoping to strike. 2023, that is not actually, let's see. Can I bump it up to a 2022 third? Let's negotiate here. 2022, can I get a third this year? That would make me feel a lot better. It's the Rangers third this year, which is fine by me because the Rangers, the Rangers are the Rangers. They're not as good as the Golden Knights, so that's fine. So we're going to switch it to a third this year and Krebs for Cam Fowler. Just a bit low. Okay, so they aren't going to give us a third this year. I will take this third next year because they don't have a fourth this year. So we'll take their third next year and Krebs for Cam Fowler. That's a big boatload of money off the books. That's absolutely massive. And we get a stud young player in Peyton Krebs, 20 years old, 75 overall. Now, Timothy Liljegren's pretty good, but he's, I think, 22 and 77. So we're getting the younger player. A lot more upside here. I shouldn't say a lot more upside, but he's got more years of growth is what I should say. And it's a center, which is something we will need down the line because I think we have Zegras and we have Sam Steele. But it doesn't hurt to have a good center core. So proposed trade, move up Brendan Gooley and send down Peyton Krebs. I will do that. Go to roster moves. Let's go ahead and quickly send down Peyton Krebs and call up Brendan Gooley. I mean, that honestly is not that bad of a downgrade at all. That is a huge trade. I'm going to go best lines in the NHL. I'm not worried about it for now. Another thing I do want to do is actually I want to check what head coaches are out there. I know I saw a comment that you guys said I should get rid of my coach immediately because I should find a coach that fits Zegras and Drysdale and some of the other guys right away. Hagen is not our long-term answer, right? We think we can all agree on that. He fits Comtois somewhat fine. Sam Steele doesn't fit very well. Drysdale does not fit at all, right? So these are the guys we want. And then where's Zegras? Yeah, he doesn't really fit Zegras either. So we have to go take a look at what Zegras. Comtois probably, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to base the team all 100% around Comtois, but he's got balance cycle, balance. What archetype is he? Yeah, he's a power forward, so that kind of makes sense. Rickard Rakell is carry, shoot, efficient, balanced. What is Trevor Zegras? He is carry, shoot, efficient, balanced. That's beautiful. Jacob Silverberg, who is leaving. He's leaving. I'm going to trade him away anyway. All right, so carry, shoot, efficient, balanced. And Zegras does not like any of the line fits. So whatever our coach's line fit is, I wonder what it is. Whatever it is, he's not a big fan. He is not a fan. Oh, I also have to trade Henrique. I almost forgot about him. But Zegras, not a fan of offensive line 1 strategy. Anyway, Jamie Drysdale here is pinch cycle. So pinch cycle would be important. What is Lindholm? He's balanced shoot. That's not a good... But Brendan Gooley is pinched balanced. And then pinch balance. Pinch shoot. Okay, wow. We don't really have a lot of unity. Balance cycle. Okay, balance cycle and pinch cycle would be pretty darn good here. Defensive defenseman Jacob Larson with the offensive defenseman and Jamie Drysdale. Could definitely see that working for us. as a pairing, right? Just not for now. But I guess, wow, actually, this is a really good pairing, Lindholm and Shattenkirk. But I don't care about that for now. We need pinch cycle, and we need carry, shoot, efficient, balanced, and whatever our current coach doesn't have. So that, I absolutely love the Peyton Krebs deal. I'm super pumped about that one. This coach has overload, so we want somebody with behind the net, carry, shoot, efficient, balanced. We'll go take a look at the coaches that are available. Not a lot of quality ones. I really don't want to dip into the C's. But Lautner, Watson, Getzlaf. Getzlaf! Bring in Getzlaf. Luke Getzlaf. Yeah, but we don't really have anybody that behind the net carry, cycle, balance. I think it's carry, shoot, efficient, balance, right? And then David Mendoza is overload, balance, shoot, balance. Okay, so if anything, we would promote Pierce. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to look at what Pierce, his chemistry styles are. So I think I agree with you guys that we need to change coaches. I don't think we're going to do it this season. We're going to wait because July 1st, people fire their coaches. That's when every coach is a free agent. We can maybe check out some of the coaches that get fired throughout the season. That's something we're going to do. But I think Preston Hagen is going to get to show me just exactly what he's got up his sleeve because he is on the hot seat. I'm looking to move him and move on from him. But Santiago Pierce is, first of all, a fantastic name. And second of all, I don't know what his chemistry styles are. And he's a generalist, so I don't think it's going to be very good. He's got A, teaching, which is very, very nice. A- influence. But our head coach is just so much better. He's very well-rounded. He's going to be a guy that he doesn't fit the roster, but he's a transitional guy anyway, right? By the time we're ready to compete, we want to find our coach, but we don't need to find our coach right now. Anyway, next thing we need to do is find a trade for Jacob Silfverberg. I wonder, let's see, sort by age. Actually, could I package Henrique and Silfverberg? Oh, nope, I don't want to edit the trade block. They already got some fine guys on the trade block. Those are guys that I'm not too concerned about. But sorting by, I think, yeah, overall should be fine. There's Silfverberg and Henrique. Does anybody want both of that's 10 million in cap space? I was gonna say there's no teams that are gonna find a trade for that. But Jacob Silfverberg really does not have a good market. Drury, yeah, low top six, Sorella. I'm actually liking a lot of the Blackhawks prospects. I don't know why I said Blue Jackets, but it looks like we're gonna wait. That's not Tucker Tynan. Tucker Tynan is a goalie anyway. 4th round picks. It seems like we can get a 3rd from good teams. Ilya Sorokin. Wow, that's aggressive. Is it just me or is that an aggressive trade offer? That's like the most impressive one I think we've gotten. I'd like to get a 2022 3rd round pick because I don't believe we have one. This trade from the Blackhawks could be it. We get a prospect who's really not going to be anything, right? But we get a 2022 3rd because I don't think we have one of those. 2022 3rd from Tampa. But we also get a 3rd and a 4th this year from Columbus. And I think this is a good deal because Columbus is, it would kind of make sense too. Columbus is acquiring a good winger for them and their purposes because I don't know what kind of team Columbus is. They were one of the teams that I could have picked for this one, and I was going to have a heck of a time trying to figure out what I was going to do there. But let's go ahead real quick. The Islanders, a 3rd round pick from the Islanders could be interesting. A 3rd and Sushko from the Philadelphia Flyers. The Calgary, no, that's a 4th. Okay, so looking at it, I think it was, who was it? It was Tampa Bay's picks there were interesting. I think it was either Tampa Bay's picks. So we get a 3rd and a 4th this year. So it's a really late 3rd. Or, yeah, I know. I'd rather take the 3rd and the 4th because I don't want Yetman. So we're going to just straight up accept this deal from the Columbus Blue Jackets. Get a 3rd from the Tampa Bay Lightning and a 4th from the Columbus Blue Jackets, both in this upcoming draft, which fills the need of us getting a 3rd round pick. Too few dress skaters on the NHL roster. All right, so we need to dress a skater in the system. Is anybody good enough to come up? Anybody, it says Carrick here. Sam Carrick is not going to grow at all, but I'm not worried about it. We can call him up. He's good to go. I'm just best lines in the NHL still. And then finally, the last guy we for certain are trading before the season starts is Adam Henrique. There we go. We are going to get some offers for him. It's looking like the same kind of deals. So if we can, wow, 2/3 from the Colorado Avalanche for Adam Henrique. Holy smokes, 2 3rd-round picks for Adam Henrique. I don't think I'm going to find a better deal, but I'm going to do my due diligence here and look through all these picks, but I know they're probably going to be later third-round picks, but also, how are they going to afford to re-sign some of their players? Like, let's take a quick look at their team. Cap hit-wise, they're actually not as close as I thought, but what are their salary structure, right? Nazem Kadri is going to need a contract. Ryan Murray, okay. Oh, okay. Burakovsky's going to be a not nasty one for them. Nashuskin, yeah, wow, look at that. Okay, so they actually are going to be able to fit this contract into their books, except for the fact that they're not going to have a goalie. This could really hurt them. They're going to go for it now, but if I was looking at it long term, I don't think I'd want to take on Henrique's $5.8 million for 3 years. I know he's still an 82. I know he's still serviceable. Like, he's actually pretty freaking good now that I look at it. So he's probably going to put up a lot of points, but 2 third-round picks for Adam Henrique, I think, is great. Let's see what rookie skaters they have. Like I said, we don't need a goalie. We got Stolars too, so we're fine. Rookie skaters, Bowen Byram. The guys that we could look to get are maybe Kaut, but that's still probably not going to be enough trade value there. There's Oscar Olausen. He was a first-round pick in 2021, which is this past draft. He actually looks pretty good as a two-way forward, but I don't think. I think I'd rather have the 2/3. Just their options for trades, their options for us to, maybe acquire a player. I did see a comment, I saw it, and I really liked it. If the Sabres are awful again in this franchise mode, we might look to make a move for Jack Eichel. Now, I know the computer doesn't, Eichel hasn't asked for a trade in this game, but it would make sense in the universe that if Jack Eichel goes back one more year, he's healthy, blah, 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 Sabres miss again, regardless of the injury situation, whatever stance you're on, he's probably going to ask out anyway, right? So we could go after Jack Eichel next season. This even as early as this offseason. I know he's got a no movement clause too, but could we get the kind of thing that could really, really be fun and interesting and just something to just to really look at and consider, right? Sorry, I'm totally trying to figure out what I'm doing. I'm trying to make roster moves so that I don't slow the video down any longer than it is. But if we had to hit find a trade right now on Jack Eichel, he's low elite? Really? Wow. Okay, Jack Eichel's low elite? Man, that's actually not that crazy of a trade value, but I do know what they did this year. You can see that high overall players, like very good players, have really high trade value. It really shows you the difference of a Jack Eichel and like even a Rasmus Dahlin. Rasmus Dahlin could be as good as Jack Eichel, but he's not. So we don't know. You're taking that chance, right? So I can kind of understand why they did it. Holy smoke. Yeah, I think Kevin Adams is actually running the franchise here. I think this is probably what Buffalo's been asking for. Gibson, Zegras, Drysdale, and 2 firsts. You can get out of here with this nonsense. With that absolute nonsense. Like a guy like Dylan Cousins, yeah, our first next year in Sam Steele could be an option. Like, I'm not going to do it, but right? But like, oh man, Jack, that could be such a cool trade to swing. And especially if we look at the draft picks, maybe if we can get another first this year. That's why I don't want to trade too many players now, because if we get another first, we should be good at the draft for sure. Having 2 firsts, a second, we could always offer a contract to Brady Tkachuk. It would cost us. We don't have the compensation. Never mind. We could always go look to trade for him too, though, because we would give him the money. I would give Brady Tkachuk the money he deserves and wants and needs. Taking a look at Ottawa, let's go see what they would ask for Brady Tkachuk. He's actually not that highly valued, which is pretty cool. They would ask for Zegras, Lindholm, Drysdale, Lindholm, our first in McTavish, Gibson, Raquel, and Steele. Yeah, no, I'm not going to trade for Brady Tkachuk just yet. And now, if we get into November, Thanksgiving time, and things like that happen, maybe we can take a look to go after Brady Tkachuk. But for now, I think I'm going to just stick with the team. I think I want to go after a guy like Kiefer. I mean, he's an RFA, right? Kiefer Bellows is an RFA. It would cost us $1.1 million to go after him for 2 years. No picks required, so I'm going to just throw the offer out there. And then I think I would also like to go after a guy like Dominic Cahoon. Eric Stahl's a free agent. Bobby Ryan's a free agent, although I'm pretty sure these guys signed tryout contracts. Maybe they're just not in the game yet. Anyway, signing a guy like Dominic Cahoon would make a lot of sense for us. A 1-year deal. He's going to be an RFA when he expires, which will be cool for us because we'll have the opportunity to take a look there. Actually, I want to make sure that we're still in the right file. The file freaked out on me, and I got a little bit nervous. So my go-to check is Rasmus Dahlin has his contract extension. Beautiful. So there we go. We are ready to get things underway. We're going to go ahead and probably sim the first month in this episode. Manson, a 5th, and Carrick for a 2nd and a 4th. Hold up. Manson has got a year left. He's 29. He's 84 defensive defenseman. He's pretty good, but in 3 years, he's going to be 32. To get a 2nd from the Flames and a 4th, and all I'm giving up is also Sam Carrick, who's just a depth guy. I'm taking this deal. I think I'm going to take this deal. They came to me with this. I'm going to totally sell off Manson for a 2nd and a 4th. We have to call up T. Carrick, which makes me sad because if they're brothers, I just traded one of them and the other one is still here. Actually, yeah, no, Trevor Carrick, they actually do look a little similar, I think. Yeah, he's fine. I don't need to go out and sign anybody, I don't think. I don't really need to go out and get some more defensemen because, yeah, I'm totally fine with this defensive core with Shattenkirk, Lindholm. Drysdale, Gooley is a good pairing. I think, that's not going to get us any kind of bonuses. Would that? No, that gets us a minus. Although that gets us a plus. I think I'm going to leave. Oh, God. Gooley is what? Medium top 4. Jacob Larson is medium top 4. They're both the same age. There's really no differentiating these two. He's a 2A defenseman. He's a defensive defenseman. I'm going to give the defensive defenseman more time with the offensive defenseman. And Brandon Gooley's going to play there with Carrick. Yeah, these guys are all just... It's not a great defensive core, but it's at least better than it was looking a little bit earlier. We have Max Jones here, who's also a power forward and fits the first line really well. So Zegras, Jones, and Raquel is actually not a bad first line. And then Comtois got 70 on the faceoff, so we'll put Getzlaf at center. I think I definitely want... Oh, wait. Zegras playing the top line ice time. Ooh, yeah, you know what? Why don't we get Maxime Comtois, Zegras, and Raquel. And then we got Jones, Terry, and Getzlaf. And then Isaac Lundstrom, who's actually pretty good. I'll get him some more ice time. These guys don't really fit. What is it? 2-way forward, playmaker, 2-way forward. What about Alexander Volkov? Yeah, we get on -1 on the bottom there, but that's fine. Sonny Milano is a 2-way forward. But Alexander Volkov here is a sniper. It's not great, guys. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not thinking it's any good or something like that. It's not great. Scratch, we've got Kessler and Vinny Lettieri, who's a sniper. And where does he fit? He fits the 4th line, sort of. But grinder, 2-way. Oh, because it's because Nicolas Delorier is a grinder. So if we scratch Delorier, we can throw in Lettieri, and we probably will. Oh, yeah, we'll still get the -1. Anyway, I'll leave Delorier in there. He's good for the penalty kill. He's good for a little bit of physicality and a little bit of an edge. Special teams, we'll look at the power play real quick. It's Comtois, Raquel, Zegras, Lindholm, Shattenkirk. I think I'd like to drop... I'm going to give Drysdale that extra ice time. Steele with Getzlaf, Terry, Lindholm, and Gooley. I feel like I'm missing a forward here, but I'm really not, am I? I think Jones maybe is the one who's missing out. Yeah, I think Max Jones is missing out here, but I'm okay with it. He's a power forward, so he's fine. We'll look at the penalty kill. It's Grant, Lundstrom, Delorier, and Terry. Actually, that's a really good combo. And, oh, wait, yeah, that's why. We moved Larson up, and Delorier, Grant, Larson, Carrick, Terry, Lundstrom, Gooley, and Drysdale. I want to give Drysdale as much ice time as I can. Throw him in all situations. Just get him up as high as possible. Wow, they hate this. Oh, it's probably because of the power forward. This is a 4-man power play. Zegras, come on up here. Shat for Drysdale. There we go. Getzlaf. Getzlaf is a playmaker? I would totally call him a power forward. He's 6'4". Come on. Anyway, that is the line change I think I'm going to make. Gibson and Stolars. Totally fine with me. It's not Stolars. It's oh, what's the guy's name? Dostal, Lucas Dostal. That is the goalie of the future too. Him and Gibson could be a stupid good pairing of the future. But let's go ahead, simulate the first month and see how we do here, guys. Let's get to the start of the regular season here. Simulate up to this day. Decided to accept your offer. Not a done deal as the Islanders have a chance to match. Cahoon is going to go elsewhere. I have chosen to match. They will retain his services. Okay, so we're not going to get either Cahoon or Kiefer Bellows, but I am fine with it. You know, it is what it is. I don't mind the team as is. I really do kind of like the lines. Let's take a look at the AHL real quick to make sure things are going well in the AHL. They're not, because Peyton Krebs is not on the first line, but we get a +2 if we go with Max Galad. Do we have anybody? You know what, guys? I'm going to cut this part from the video. I'm going to take care of the AHL, and then we'll jump back into the sim in just a second. Here we go, guys. Ready to actually get it underway. The lines are all set down in the AHL. I'll just show them to you real quick. I had to sign like a full bottom line. So we signed Spacek. We signed Luoto, and I believe we signed Bittner as well. So Paul Bittner, Michael Spacek, and Juna Luoto. But I'm going to give Braden Tracy a lot of opportunity here. He's a 68 overall, medium, top 6. Obviously, we just traded for Peyton Krebs. Benoit Olivier Gruel, I believe is how you say his name. A left winger, medium, top 6 at 21. And then Jacob Perreault, medium, top 6 at 71 at 19. So we're going to give the ice time to the guys who have the most opportunity for growth. Danny O'Regan there is just going to be a solid option. He's a 75. I'm not going to flip him with Spacek. Moving Buddy Robinson down just because he's a grinder. I don't need that. Defensively, there's really only one guy that has a decent chance of growth. So hopefully in the draft, we can focus on getting some more young defensemen that are going to be good to play in AHL. Goaltending-wise, is Lucas Dostal and Ali Eriksson Ek. So I like the lines. I think they're going to be very, very exciting. Actually want to get Gruel up here. Brogan Rafferty, probably not. Probably Jacob Perreault. There we go. I like that a lot. That's a lot better. Let's go ahead and get into the sim of the first month of the season. Then we'll check out where we are, how we're doing. We probably can get, probably get a month, probably 2 months into this episode. So let's go ahead and just simulate up to this day. Yes, we have to be cap compliant. I understand. We're just going to let the AI assign the scouts. And we lose our first game. Wow, we lose 13-1 through our first 2 games. More losses. There's an overtime win against the Jets, but there's another loss. Can we beat the Jets again? We can. This time we hammer them. And I like to see us scoring some points when we lose. But we are 2-5-3, and definitely revving up those tanks. But we are still 2 points out of second place or third place in the division. 4 points out of first. It's early, right? I'm obviously not going for the playoffs or trying to be good, but we will go ahead and get to December 1st. Actually, get to the 30th here, and then we can see how that situation doing with the Brady Tkachuk situation. We beat the Devils in a shootout. See, I just like to see us scoring a lot of points, getting our young guys a lot of ice time and points. That's such a nonsense. Why would you make that call and tell me to do that? I just don't understand. Oh my God, these things are actually like, I know I wasn't looking to be good and that the option B you guys chose, like, I just didn't realize it was going to be this. 4-14-4. Oh my God, Sam Steele with 11 points in 22 games is our best. Jesus. We are the worst team by, 3 points. The Kraken and the Oilers. Wow, our division is awful, and yet we're still got 3 of the bottom 4 teams. The Islanders are the only team worse, which I guess I had a chance at their picks, didn't I? Not first round picks, though. Anyway, let's take a quick look through 22 games of the season. So we're about a quarter of the way through. I guess you could kind of multiply by 4. It'd be a little over shooting there. But Volkov on the third line. Oh, my God. Zegras with 8 points. Jesus, guys. Things just... I just want to fire this coach right now. Oh, my God. It's awful. He's just not doing anything for us. Like, I thought maybe he would get some points, get some guys to score some goals. But really, right now, it's just absolutely awful. Actually, this guy fits... Oh, that's the AHL squad. Shoot, that's the problem. But I think I might just fire Hagen. I'm firing him. We're getting rid of Hagen. Cost me $0. And we're going to promote Pierce to interim NHL head coach. He has a pretty decent scheme fit, it seems. And he has behind the net balanced, efficient, don't block, pinch balance. Okay, so we may have to take a quick look at the lines to make sure the chemistry isn't all busted, but I'm 100% firing. The coach has got to go after this start. And now look at this. We get some +1s here, +1 on the fourth line. The third line's the only one that's not a plus. I wonder if moving some things around would get us a better plus. I think actually we've got the best we can. I can barely see it. Come on, EA. We need to darken that just a little bit, bud. We just need to darken that green just a touch. A smidge, please. Drysdale's up to an 81, though. That's good news. Ooh, if we put Drysdale up there and Lindholm I actually don't want to do that. As much as I want Drysdale, actually, he's minus 22. He's got no points. He's a -1 per game. Yeah, why don't we move him up there with Lindholm? See if Lindholm can help him out just a bit, playing some more ice time. Shattenkirk's actually not been too bad. How has Gibson done? Honestly? Okay, you know what, EA? I like that a lot. That is really, really good. Well, I know we're a bad team, and he's probably getting shelled, but the fact that our 89 overall goalie still has a 908 and a 293, I gotta say, I'm really actually happy with how things look. I do need to get a new associate coach, don't I? We will check out the rest of the stats in 1 second, but I do need to get a new associate coach. Pierce is going to be the interim head coach for the rest of the season. Associate coach, well, actually, I just need to find the associate coach who has the best teaching. It would be this guy right here, Jackson Hatcher. We're just going to give him a bit more money. Hopefully that sways his opinion and gets him to come in. But yeah, Hagen is just out of, he's freaking gone, man. He's freaking gone. I'm so happy I fired him just because now we get some +1s, and I'm actually I don't want to turn it around because getting the first overall pick and getting Shane Wright would be kind of cool. It'd be really good for the franchise mode, but you know, I don't want to see this. I want to lose, but I want to see Sam Steele with, you know, 18 points. I don't want to see Sam Steele. I want to see Zegras with 10 more points than he's got, right? So getting a new coach in there, hopefully the interim coach is going to be better with development. Pulling our own Buffalo Sabres here. Sam Steele, Volkov, and then Zegras, Raquel, Comtois, Getzloff with -15, yikes. Lundstrom, Jones, yeah, it's just 1 point for Deloria. I mean, these guys down here aren't as much of a concern. Defensively, it is a concern that our offensive defenseman, Jamie Drysdale, has got 0 points and is a -22. Shattenkirk's doing fine. Gooley's actually doing not too bad, 5 points and only a -8. Him and Trevor Carrick actually looking not too bad. And then in goal, yeah, this 100% should be 908 and a 293. That's pretty solid there for goaltenders. We take a quick look at the goaltenders. Oh, wait, I can't do the minimum game. We'll say minimum 10 games because that eliminates backups. But if you take a look here, he's not that bad comparatively. Like Aaron Dell should be down here. Jacob Markstrom's having an atrocious season. So is Mackenzie Blackwood, but you know, he's an 86. Wow. Vasilevsky's having an awful start to the season. It's early yet. It's early. But I do like the stats. Looking a lot better. Cam Talbot, Linus Ullmark, Tristan Jarry, Nedeljkovic. Well, I think Nedeljkovic is an absolute steal for them, but still early yet. We're less than 20 games played for a lot of these goalies, so this is not going... Well, this is going to plan. I gotta get myself out of the mindset that we have to be good, because if we're bad, we're gonna get a shot at some really, really good players, right? Shane Wright, Taro Santavori, Nicholas Paulson. It's Shane Wright. We really get a shot at Shane Wright is really what we're looking here. Pain for Shane, guys. It's okay. Hopefully, our scouts do their job. I'm gonna do that here once I end the video, but this is the end of the video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next one.
It's a free for all, free for all.